Quit eating, folks, 30 seconds to showtime. Grab your seat, leave your drinks to the bar. Hold your breath, put your hands together. We present Stanford Bay's finest star, who has danced with the Mayor of New Guinea, who has dined with the Queen of Vermont. We trace the voyages of Sinbad, corresponded with the men who can't live us to be. C'est pas la même chose que la vache qui rit. La vache est fort, mon ami.
You guys get to see the lovely and wonderful Pickles Lavey right above me, who is an amazing performer out of Toronto. Let's rewind, and why don't you tell people, more than what I just said about you?
Go back.
Yeah.
I'm a Satanic Sex Clown.
Yes.
I do burlesque and drag and sideshow dark magic. I manage a drag thing named Prawn Waters, who is the crustiest bus station and a trash cocktail and a giant prawn version of John Waters. And I make sex clowns for Satan t-shirts to spread the word to all the disciples.
Yes, you do, and I've been a disciple for a year now. Or actually, since I've gotten the shirt, I've had the shirt about a year now. I've actually been long since we met at the Hootenanny 16 years ago, or that's what it feels like. But rather, it was last year, the 2019 Great Southern Sideshow Hootenanny. For those people who aren't aware, is a sideshow convention in New Orleans, Louisiana. And me and Pickles got to know and be friends with each other because we were inadvertently paired up during a class where we were trying to learn how to talk a certain way by one of the masters of sideshow, the wonderful and great AJ.
Can you talk in that way? Have you followed up with that at all?
I have I said, just like earlier, even then I can understand it like instantly, but wiring my brain to talk is what messes me up because I have to think so hard about it.
Yeah.
I thought about writing something out to start talking to you that way, see how we're, because I know you were having a little difficulty trying to keep up with it, but I was like, I can start doing it, but I go, man, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do speak here, so.
We're not doing this today, but no, but I have little notes. I wrote everything down in notes. I just need to think of things in the text.
Yeah. But no, that's how we ended up meeting. Then we spent pretty much the most of the day wandering around New Orleans together. You, me,
Louis.
It was Louis. Mm-hmm. And see who else? Artie Dodger, along with Bayou Betsy, his now fiance.
Yeah.
Who else was? Oh, and Hot Todd Lincoln.
Yeah.
It's Sam Antics went, oh, hi, Imogen. I mean, Pickles. Ha, ha, ha. Facepalm.
Hi, Sam.
That's not embarrassing at all.
Imogen and I had this year where we don't look anything alike at all, but we had this year where people thought we were each other all the time, and I guess we've been producing together for a long time, so they're just one of those two clowns. But we really don't look like. There was someone who I had a little drama with, and that person came up to me and thought I was Imogen, and I was just like, wow, you're talking to me. And then people just figure out that it's not each other and always get embarrassed and kind of sneak away. I just think it's funny though, because I think that our only similarity visually is that we're clowns.
Yeah, because so for people who aren't aware, Imogen Quest is Pickle Lavey's business partner with Clowns Kills Empires, and so when people want to know who you're talking about, that's who we're talking about.
Yeah, we have a troupe. We're a queer, non-binary clown troupe called Clowns Kill Empires, and we have been throwing shows for 3 years, doing acts together. We do one digitally the first Monday of every month on Zoom.
That's right. I even have a little poster right there for everybody to see, Monday, September 7th, as the theme being Advance Slowly Towards Death.
Yes.
Which is such a great theme.
Advancing slowly toward death.
And it's all cake on the picture, which I also think is funny as hell, too.
It's nice to celebrate.
Yeah.
It's all of our birthdays in September.
Yeah, mine like weird. It's like me and like there's a ton of us and that were like happened in August. Like myself and Scabs were like a week apart, and so we always try to do something. Like we'll do something. We've been doing something together for even this year. We still kind of did stuff together, even though we were socially distant and town distance. But yeah, there's like a ton of people that are just weird. Also August babies. So I think it's like August and September. So yeah, so it's cold back in December and January, so people have nothing better to do, and then there's a bunch of babies in August and September.
Yeah, it's just this little army just ready to like go off into Halloween.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
Sam also goes, I promise I can tell the difference, but I do remember you two swapping makeup looks often to confuse us, which that makes sense.
We did that once, yeah. There was a show in Toronto, and it was like the most niche theme in the world because it was this drag show where every performer had to do drag of another like West End Toronto drag performer. So Imogen and I, instead of finding a different performer to do, we just did each other, and we still did our normal act that we do all the time, but just like we reversed roles, and it was so hard because I'm really fast. Like, I move fast. I do things fast. My head is fast. And Imogen is, like, trained and does things slow and controlled and calculated. So, like, when they're me, they were just like, and I had to, like, in my head, constantly be talking in a, like kind of like a Barry White. I had to, like, kind of really, like, I'm going to do this slow. I'm going to hold this balloon. Yeah. And I just had to like keep talking to myself in a really slow voice to be able to do it, or else I'd start to speed up again.
No, it's I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Imogen yet, but I've watched several of the online shows because one is I like supporting my friends, which is actually how I got this thing. Which is a cool little clown thing I got from that, and then it's just also it's a fact. It's also the chance where I get to see the great. This is the great. Well, everything sucks about everything going on, but the one good gift is because of digital shows and things like that. It allows us truly to see people we would never get to see or get to do with otherwise. Period. And so that's the plus side. I'm silver lining the fuck out of this, and so I'm going. All right, cool. Had the pandemic never had happened, you guys would be performing your live shows, and I would never had a chance to see people like Imogen and some of the other people that you guys have had on your digital shows, and so that's a gift in my opinion as far as that sort of stuff. So I try to look at anything I can to be better, and so I really liked how you guys pulled that off and did it very, very well, and so bravo, that's our brava. So just to let you know, I'm a fan.
Thank you. Yeah, I love those shows. At first, I was really like weary of bringing our shows digital. I didn't want to do it, but then Imogen kind of like aggressively talked me into it, and it's been so wonderful. I like it on Zoom too. I like that we can see all these people's faces from all over, generally North America, all these people that I love from different cities, and to get there, see all their faces is so pleasant. And then also, like I was saying this to you before, just like the people we get to have in our shows and perform with now are so exciting. Like, it's people that I just never think we could have booked before, like partially because of spatial issues, but then also like Kitten and Lou, are going to be in our show on Monday, and they're amazing. They're famous. They're a really wonderful burlesque duo. Lou was like the first trans man Mr. Exotic World at the Burlesque Hall of Fame. Like, they're iconic. They're wonderful. So I feel so honored that we just get to have them in our like little weird clown show.
No, it's like I've been watching for the last few months, and I've been really, and I'm agog not only with the talent you guys have locally, which is still amazing, but I'm really amazed with like who you guys are bringing in and interesting, and like for this Monday, Spoiler alert for some people. Somebody who has actually been on the G Spot before, you're gonna have on there, which is the vivacious Miss Audacious. Yeah, she used to live in the Michigan area, and now she lives in New Orleans, and she's an amazing, classically trained circus artist, clown, all sorts of fun stuff. And so it's a really amazing. You guys that's a good get as well.
I'm so excited. I love Miss A. Yeah, the first time I met her, it was at a Nerd Girl burlesque show in Toronto when I first moved here. And she was just like hula hooping in this Union Jack, and I was David Bowie, and I was so impressed, like, blows you away.
Mm-hmm.
Gets the hoops revolving in my mind, blows out the door. What?
No, it's amazing. So that's really cool. That everybody get a chance on Monday. Follow Clown Skills Empires on Facebook and whatnot, so you can get the details as far as how to connect and do and watch that sort of stuff. You're not going to miss it. You don't want to miss it. I unfortunately do have to miss it because I'm doing another show at the same time. So, but I do recommend that you don't have to see me. You can see that show because you're going to have even more fun. It's just going to be me and Scabs talking dumb conspiracy theory stuff. So.
Amazing, though.
Oh, yeah, no, we still have fun doing it, but it's just one of those, it's like that weird, remember when life was, normal, and you go, yeah, you come to the show, you go, I can't, I've got a show, and, it's been so long since you can say that, and now I get to say, I'd love to, I've got a show. Weird. Let's see.
Conspiracy theory one every week?
We do different sort of things. We'll talk about cryptids, or we talk about aliens, all sorts of stuff. But this one we're talking about internet conspiracies specifically. And so we actually have a guest going to come on the show and who's deep dives into that stuff. And so we're going to talk about that sort of stuff. And here's the cool thing for you people who are going to go watch the Clown School of Parts, which is what you should see initially, is on Twitch. All the videos on they're gonna stay on the channel for 2 weeks. You can come and watch them later. It's it's on demand. You can watch it later. So go see live that show because you're not gonna get that on demand Clown School Empire. Then come watch me and Scabs tell dumb jokes while some guy tries to explain us some weird conspiracy theory. Always quality information right here on Cabin Fever Live.
Sounds great.
No, yeah. What are you drinking right there?
Okay, so I really wanted to be drinking beer, but my fridge so empty of beer. So all I have left is the bar I work at, the Beaver. It went out of business last month.
Yeah.
And I just absorbed some of the alcohol from the bar. And so what I'm down to now is Pinot Grigio, which is not so much my jazz, but it's here.
Yeah, there are worse things to drink, so.
Yeah, it's here. I'm making spritzers from my table. It's all right.
Yeah, I'm having some. Yeah, there you go.
It has the energy of the ghosts of the Beaver Cafe.
Oh no! I actually ended up watching a lot because there was that big final show that was being shown on Twitch, which I watched. I think most of it. I think it was. That was a lot. It was good. Don't get me wrong. I loved every minute of every performance people did, and it was so good. Of all things that's really taken off in the pandemic with this whole digital world, drag has taken completely off, and it's gotten huge and massive in ways that not before. I think in a lot of ways, a lot of drag performers go, I can finally make the movie that I thought my stage act was always meant to be.
Yes. I didn't used to make videos before pandemic.
Yeah.
And I love making videos. I feel really awakened. I like being on stage, I do. And it's raw and you feed off the audience and it's wonderful. But also it really stressed me out because I have stage fright and it just never really went away for me. But getting to just film these obscure little movies and then edit them and be completely happy with them when I put them out into the world is such a joy. And I feel like Prawn Waters really like flourishes in a video. Like,
I have to admit, the 3 Prawn Water videos that have been so far released have been all amazing.
thank you.
I am a big, huge fan of Prawn. I have been. I think since we actually, I think I've been a fan since Prawn since we met, because Prawn performed in New Orleans that weekend.
That was his second performance ever.
Oh, I was not aware. That I was not aware of.
Yeah, and like his whole outfit and body and everything got mailed to my friend's house in New Orleans, and then my friend kind of disappeared. So I showed up and was like, "Hey, is my prawn buddy here? My client?" And he wasn't. And I went and I found like the box all like tattered by this fence in the back lawn. I was like, oh God. But also the Crawfish Festival was going on. So like there was no way Prawn Waters couldn't come to New Orleans, make his American debut, go to the Crawfish Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Is important. I mean, like everyone thought he's a shrimp and that's okay. But yeah, it's like, it was like a situation where he could be famous. The Crawfish Festival.
Well, that's fair. Well, you understand, like, that's the South. We don't have prawns here. We have crawfish and we have shrimp. That's what we got down here. Prawns is more of a northern ocean thing, so that's fair. No worries. Let's see, trying to think of fun stuff to talk with. And, like, the idea behind this is a conversation. We've got quite a few people in the chat. Anybody has any questions for myself and the immensely talented Pickles Lavey? You can throw it in the chat. We'll talk about whatever, because I think both of us have very few boundaries when it comes to conversation. But otherwise, what else can we talk about? What other fun stuff? Any new? Is there anything new that you've started learning since being in quarantine? Like any new stunts, any new gimmicks, anything like that you've been really working on beyond just like the video stuff? I mean, like you were trying to learn something new as far as craft wise.
Mostly the video stuff is what I've been working on. I've been sewing a lot of costumes. I've been doing a lot of printmaking. Like today all day, I just did new Sex Clown shirts. Mm-hmm. And I'm also making Clowns Against Fascism shirts.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, right. I haven't been doing much sideshow because I did the one video for your show.
Yeah.
And I did fire eating in my bathroom, and it seemed like such a good idea, and it was a good idea, and I liked how it turned out, but I just closed myself in there because if I set my fire alarm off, like the whole building will get ejected. Mm-hmm. So I'm like in there, blocked into my bathroom, and every inch of my whole bathroom was covered in tar. I was all confused. Like it wasn't like a safe and good choice, but I will do it again, probably.
That's fine. I mean, the fact is you're learning to do video stuff. That is still a talent and things to learn. So that's so good. That's like me. I had somebody ask me that too, and I go, I literally learned how to do all of this when the pandemic started, and like my Tifa Tiddlywinks, my friend Tifa Tiddlywinks, another person I reach out to about clown stuff, she put the network together for out of work performers, musicians, burlesquers, sideshow people, whatever, to kind of create this virtual corner for busking for everybody to give an outlet. And so that's why I started doing one is, she goes, hey, you want to do this thing? And I go, I have a theater and film degree and do TV stuff. So I went, oh yeah, this is my jam. This is what I went to school. I finally can like use the actual degree stuff for a worthwhile endeavor. And so I'm just going, I did a thing. I can plan shows and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing. And I know a couple of new tricks, but it's one of those, this is what I've been doing. And talking to all these great and lovely people I don't get a chance to chat with very often. So it's like,
I love that you're doing so many shows. Like, I feel like you're doing a couple a week, right?
I have 3 shows I do currently.
Yeah.
And it's literally it just like I just started going back to work again because my job opened up. Like it was like my joke was is like out of boredom I'm gonna have a show every day of the week, not because I'm not trying to expose myself to be like famous stuff like that. I'm doing it strictly because it's something for me to do. I'm an extrovert by nature, and so when you can't go out and see people, you gotta do these cheap this is a cheap no, it's not a cheap substitute, but it's like this is a substitute that well, I can't say hello, hey, what's going on, shake hands, bump elbows or whatever with friends. This is a good alternative for me to do so. I don't care if I get famous or people know me for it. I just do it because it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Which is really why you should be doing like stage stuff anyways. You do it because it makes you feel better.
Yes, exactly. Like what I do is it's a niche crowd that wants to watch Satanic Sex Clowns, and a glorious niche crowd they are. But, you're not doing that to get famous. You're doing it because that's what you like doing.
Yeah, and I figured what's going to happen is I do this little thing and then I'm going to help somebody else, and that's who's going to get big. Is I'm going to be the one helping them out. And so
yeah, I like hyping people.
That's really what I like.
Yeah.
I have so many weird, varied interests, and I think a lot of my friends who don't know all this stuff to see this other stuff. So like my musician friends who may be watching, they're not familiar with, Satanic Sex Clowns, and now they are, and so they may start following and becoming your friends and stuff like that. And when people come and see your who know you through this, will come and see next week's episode or something, they'll have a completely different thing, or they'll come and watch the stuff for the Devil's Hour and so on and so forth. And so it's just, I like mixing that pot of like all the weird niche stuff to kind of go, all right, cool, here's some other niche stuff you're not aware of. And
like a weirdo curator.
That's good. I like that. The weirdo curator. That's good. Give me a second. I'm gonna write that down. That's a good, like, people, what do you do? I go, I'm a weirdo curator. I think that is so, that hits it on the head.
Yeah. I also find a lot of my friends who are artists of any kind don't promote them. Like, they don't. Lots of artists hate what they do. So I'll talk to lots of people and I'll be like, this is the best song you have ever written. It's so good. It's so amazing. And they'll be like, oh, I don't know. I don't really like how it turned out. And I'm like, are you doing any shows? And they're like, oh, I want to, but I don't know who would book me. And I'm like, let me book you show. I just feel like you meet all these people and they're so interesting and they're so talented and they should meet each other. And you just want to like hype them and ensure that other people witness that.
That's what I like. Actually, I like doing it. Basically, it's like, earlier today I was doing running a workshop about how to do all the technical side for running virtual shows.
Right.
And the reason I like doing this is because I like making sure eyes are on people, so that way, when the world gets normal again and shows happen, people have short memories, and so if you're not doing something to keep putting your name out there, they're gonna forget about you. And so you have to. It's all those steps you may have been growing as far as how your career is. It's getting backslid because people aren't gonna remember. They're gonna remember the stuff that's still in their face because people have short memories. So I do the shows because I want to make sure these names are remembered. People's eyes are still happening, and I think the smaller artists have a lot more. There's a lot. The lesser known smaller artists or very regional artists. There's so much upswing for them to really kind of launch and be much more known, because now the internet's making everything where regions is becoming irrelevant.
Yeah.
And so doing this sort of stuff as far as talking about stuff or making your video and then throwing it out to some digital show that's out in Kalamazoo or whatever, that puts your name there. So that way, in case you ever tour, you can head there and they go, oh yeah, I remember watching, Pickles on so-and-so's show here in Kalamazoo, who's local, but, so he gets a lot of local play. So now you've already got an in there. that you wouldn't have had otherwise, because if the world was normal, you wouldn't have had that opportunity.
Absolutely.
So that's
accordioning things smaller.
Yeah. So that's why it's like the world's becoming bigger and smaller at the same time now because of the pandemic. Borders are being slowly erased because the internet doesn't care about borders, and it's cool and groovy. Like me having a chance to chat with you like this, I wouldn't have had otherwise. Or talking with Mysterion, who's another local for your area, and Phoenix Fire, and or having long conversations with the monsters and stuff like that. I would not have had that had this sort of stuff like happens. Like, don't get me wrong, I wish the pandemic never happened because I miss people, but I'll make it work. And just like you guys made it work with Clown Kills Empires and making these amazing digital shows. And really, I'm not kidding, everybody. Monday, go watch their show. Once you're done, come to Cabin Fever live stream and watch the replay of Gaffing the Truth with Scabs and G, and we're going to be talking some dumb stuff too. And if you want, go ahead and subscribe for us too. One is you don't have to worry about the ads or everything like that. And then Saturdays, Sideshow Saturdays, where we're talking to everybody. Devil's Hour, there's music, stuff like that. It's worthwhile. Do it. All right, now the spiel is done. All right, now what?
So I had a weird day.
Okay.
I had a really odd day. To discuss that day, there's a little TMI. And it's disgusting. And I don't know why I want to share it, but I do, because like sometimes something happens to you and it's just like, okay, for example, my pre-story, like I used to work at this adult store and I like sold sex toys and stuff, and it was overnight, so there would just be nobody there. Mm-hmm. And I would stock the shelves and listen to music and like do cute little embroideries and hang out and hear people's life stories if they came in. But there was one day that I was crawled up a ladder and I had this like stupid size dildo in my hand, and I was hanging it on a really high shelf. Mm-hmm. And it was too heavy, and the hook just broke. So this gigantic penis just whapped me in the face and knocked me off the ladder, and I fell and I knocked myself out. And I woke up just like laying there confused under these neon lights with this like Dick Rambo beside me. Mm-hmm. And like, I feel like the thing that happened today is like a similar situation to that, but like the cringiest thing that's ever happened to me ever, maybe.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk about it. It's embarrassing, but I'm going to talk about it. So I had a weird sleep. I fell asleep watching Lovecraft County and just had nightmares. And then I woke up and I felt all anxious from all my nightmares. And I thought, maybe this is like some time I'm going to hang out with my Itachi and have a little date with it. So I took it and I turned it on. And as soon as I turned it on, I felt this like tickle on my thigh and cockroaches came out of it. And then I set it on fire, and my apartment and myself in Toronto. Mm-hmm. And I can never masturbate ever again, and Toronto's gone.
That's crazy. Well, you're welcome to come to America to not have to deal with Toronto and its cockroaches. We have other crazier stuff here, but that's some crazy shit.
I mean, I'm sure cockroaches aren't just a Canadian thing.
No, they're not.
But how dare they? Like, the violation, like, how dare you? Like, that Hitachi, that's like, that thing's like a close friend. I don't know, how dare you?
No, it was two-timing you with another little cock tease or cockroach tease or whatever.
It was a pervert.
See what Duchess Sparklebutt, which is amazing, by the way, for a name. So I still can't unhear that story. Love you, Pickles. Sam Antics is losing her fucking mind in the chat. Just doing what the fuck? OMG, how long had it been since you used it last?
Oh, believe me, I use it daily, but like, I guess it must have just gone in there. Like, that thing does not have cobwebs. I feel like they must just be like, I don't know, eager to find a new cool home. And then earthquakes.
There you go. Hey, yeah, it's Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I mean, it really. It would probably most likely would have been like this is, weirdly enough, is like cockroaches love electronic gadgets. So it's like one of those weird sort of things, like some small water bugs and stuff like that. I've had like electric tea kettles that always would attract them. I would clean it out, use all the sort of infectants, stuff like that to get rid of it, and be cool and groovy. And then like 2 weeks later, another little family moved in. I don't know what it is. And this time of year with the way the heat and the weird temperature, or maybe they just you know what, cockroaches need love too. So maybe it needed to get off as well. I don't know. I
want to be so sweet and to make friends with them and date them if that's what they want. I didn't consent to this, but also, like, I'm going to be using, like, Raid as lube from now on, so.
Just whatever partner you decide to choose with has to be cool with that. I guess start dating exterminators. That might probably help you a lot. So.
Yeah, so I have a sweet hookup.
Yeah. There you go. Just start dating exterminators.
I used to date bass players, but now the exterminator.
Raid! That is the weirdest cum sound ever.
It's so gross. I mean, it's not grosser than having cockroaches in your sex toys, but it smells bad, you know?
I'd agree. Not that I've had either of those things happen, but I've never, bug spray is not a great smell.
Who knows?
I don't know. Oh, screaming, exterminate, exterminate during sex. Things not to say during sex for 1,000, Alex. That is it's not TMI on my information because I can roll with that because it's weird, but that is a really interesting thing. I don't have a story that matches that. I apologize. I have not had cockroaches dance out of any of the sex toys I may or may not have used, allegedly.
If I liked it though, like if I thought that was cool and I could be like this like Marvel character, like this like Marvel villain sex clown, like covered in cockroaches.
And that is a weird sort of thing that like character wise you could book that. Like that's an idea for a video. I'm just saying, like as far as an inspiration for you to get really weird, you do like just having somebody like in a big cockroach outfit and all that sort of stuff and get really weird with that sort of stuff. This could be the start of your viral video is all stem from the horror that you had to experience, but art is pain.
Yeah. I mean, it's like I didn't even know when I was, setting fire to my building this morning that this was going to be the root of my big artistic, prolific explosion.
There you go.
Of like vaginal cockroach videos.
It's not going to be the weirdest thing. It's still never going to be the weirdest thing. So,
no, I don't think it'll be the weirdest thing at all. Like maybe people love it. Maybe it'll be cathartic. And since I'm going to have all that free time I never masturbate again, I will have so much more time to befriend all the cockroaches and learn their ways and learn how to, best hype them up.
There you go, and you can channel that frustration energy that you can't relieve otherwise into being productive.
Into art.
There you go. Yeah, see? Yeah, folks, you've heard it here first. You're going to see weird sex clown, cockroach, I don't know, erotica maybe? It's just Smut. There you go. Yeah, no, there's no kink shaming. Suddenly some people have discovered that there's a kink they did not know they had until this until this video, until us talking about that. There's people out there that are going, cockroach.
Well, yeah, it's just the next level. Like, it's the next direction for things. It's kind of natural. Because, okay, so, like, I used to tour around doing, like, clown go-go stuff. Mm-hmm. And whenever I'd go into a place, most of the people hate clowns. People think they hate clowns. And so all these people, like, people you talked to earlier, not in clown, won't look at you. People have panic attacks. They cry. Like, everyone is so uncomfortable. And then as everyone's getting a little, like, you know, maybe liquor lubed up, they start to, like, want to talk to you. So they'll come up to you and they'll all want to tell you about why they're afraid of clowns. And they'll all have the exact same story and about, like, some, like, horror, creepy childhood clown. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure most of these aren't true. It might be more like collective consciousness kind of a thing. Like, there's a scary clown on TV, so everyone thinks that clowns are scary, and they all kind of think that happened to them. Like, sometimes I have warm feelings that I think are my childhood memories, but it's actually from watching, like, reruns of the Wonder Years. And I kind of feel like that's everyone with clowns. But then, as the night goes on, they go from fear to trying to have sex with you always. And I just feel like the link between fear and arousal are really similar. So all of you budding cockroach fetishists, this is your time.
There you go. I mean,
like furries, but different.
Yeah, it's skitteries as opposed to furries.
Skitteries, yeah. Yeah, they watched that. I don't know if this is a Canadian kid show or what, but it was called, like, Creepy Stories to Watch Alone at Night. And the main character was, like, a grub and a cockroach.
I'm not familiar with that. Although Freaky Stories, that probably is a Canadian thing that does not. But to be fair, also, I'm a little bit older, so some stuff that people or kids are into, I probably already passed that age, so it didn't register my thing. But Freaky Stories does not sound familiar at all. I think that was a Canadian thing.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a Canada thing. There's a lot of things I take for granted from, like, my childhood where I'm like, yeah, you know that thing, and people like, nope.
Yeah, in fact, actually, thank you. It's Sam Antics. Yeah, Canadian show from 1997.
Okay.
She just threw the wiki link up in the chat, so that was really nice.
Thank you, Sam Antics.
Yeah. So now I went. So I clicked on it so I can look at it real quick. I go, oh, there you go. No, it's weird. It's U.S. and, like, I absolutely adore and love Canadian TV. I've been a fan forever of all that sort of stuff. Anytime I talk to Canadian people, go, yeah, I like watching these shows, and all you guys are going, yeah, it's like coming to me and go, I really love Friends. I go, yeah, it's TV. So it's just like weird. So discovering other new stuff for Canadian TV that didn't come to the U.S., I'm always fascinated by that sort of stuff. I mean, I've been since the ages of, like, the Kids in the Hall. So
right.
Freaky Stories.
Freaky Stories. That's it. My favorite Canadian TV show from my childhood is called The Littlest Hobo, and it's the best show. Have you seen that?
I know of The Littlest Hobo. I did not come across. Who was I talking to? I think maybe Mysterion, because it was like, or no, it's Pepper, Sweet Pepper Klopak, of the Monsters of Slop. If people aren't aware.
Oh, I love
well, for everybody else who's watching, as I explained, is like we started because this last hoot we hung out a lot together, and so I started talking Canadian TV with them because I like Canadian TV. Because I started talking about Littlest Hobo, and I go, I knew of it beforehand, but it was like one of the biggest like kids shows of all time in Canada. But yeah,
And it's like a beautiful dog.
Yeah.
Like riding around, solving mysteries. They're not making it talk. There's no like voiceover. It's just like they're like, you can stay with us. And he's like, and goes off onto like a freight train.
Yeah.
And the song is so good.
That's that's how it came into play. Was people were talking about the song, like you goes like that, and then get the song. Like the song was like #1 top of the hits for Canada for like the longest time.
I love that
Like
song.
like a child, like the people like are aware who are watching here in America. Just imagine like a children's show theme song. Imagine the Barney song being the top #1 song for like months, and popping up at least once or so a year for like 3 or 4 years as like the #1 song in the nation. Kind of like that, except it's a better song. I just want to. It's a much better song, but it's one of those. But it's a children's. It's a theme song to a children's show, and
I want to remake episodes of it with my dog Beasley.
Oh, you should. Beasley's
Yeah.
amazing. I love watching the stuff with Beasley. I like the little No Rain video, which was so adorable. I will event. I may.
Such a good e-girl.
Yeah. I may throw that on and put that on the Devil's Hour one week because it's just such an adorable video, and there's a lot of people. There's a lot more people who need to get introduced and get to know Beasley, so that's a good way to do so.
Yeah, I want to like redo episodes of The Littlest Hobo and episodes of Wishbone, and just do like weird literary interpretations, but where Beasley's the main character.
Well, you should.
Yeah, I got a green screen just so I could like, fly him around to some locations that aren't just my neighborhood.
Yeah, or at least obviously your neighborhood. No, you should. I think that would be. I think there's some play with that. Doing little 5 or 10 minute little like just a little like, little like a little internet short or like a like minute or 2, even minute or 2 minute, like going to like a TikTok or an Instagram video where you just do something quick and just kind of throw content out quick. And I think it'd be a great you're not. Pickles is not famous. Beasley's famous, and that's.
Yeah, I want to. Well, even okay. So our show in October, our Clown Skull Empire show is all puppets and pets. So everyone who does acts and videos with their animals. So in that one, I looked at the lineup, and I wasn't even on the lineup. It was just Beasley. It said like Beasley Lavey, and I was like, well.
Fair.
I feel like a show parent.
Yeah.
I'm like one of those background vaudeville parents that's like, point your toes, Beasley.
So then you're doing like a weird like Gypsy Rose moments with the.
Yeah. I'm like, marry rich, Beasley.
Yeah.
Find your rich husband.
Scabs.
Working my fingers to the bone to take care of you.
Oh shit! First off, St. Man Takes Ghost. When's the show happening? In October, first Monday of the month. And then Scabs the Clown dropped in the chat.
Hi, Scab.
And he wants to send in an animal act. You do know, like, he's a person to talk to about the whole roach stuff too, because he'd be down for it because he has like something like 50 million bugs like that he keeps in his house, anyways.
Like in aquariums.
Yeah, and then loose, of course. No, we don't get aquariums and stuff like that. He's like really cool. So we're at like 10 minutes till, and just so you know, as far as the official show, usually what happens is we'll close out, and then we'll usually chat on, and we'll throw the link on the chat if anybody wants to join us if you're up for it. And just chat afterwards, or even like we can still close out the night in 10 minutes. I can throw people on if you want to do that too. It's up to you. Yeah? You're happy to roll with whatever?
Yeah.
All right, cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to throw the link for the chat into the chat, so that way if anybody wants to join us, you are more than welcome to hang out with me and Pickles, and we'll talk about cockroach fetishism, or the Littlest Hobo, or both. It'll get really weird. And I don't know. Just,
I know. I'm trying to work that show out in my brain and its plot.
But yeah, if you guys want to join us, please do so. I think I remember talking with Scabs. I know he wanted to jump in and chat with you and stuff. I'm getting rid of stuff on the screen so other people can get rid of my stuff like that. Besides the Clown Kills Empire shows, anything else going on for you and stuff like that? Oh, there's Scabs.
Hello.
Hi.
Aside from Clowns Kill Empire shows, I do not have anything coming up right now, but y'all should check out my Etsy store. It's Sex Clowns for Satan. And yeah, I sell art prints and Sex Clowns for Satan t-shirts.
I've got one of those awesome shirts.
Yeah, you both do.
Yeah.
You owe me a God Hates Scab shirt, man.
I do owe you a Scab shirt. I just haven't printed any in so long. But I've got stickers coming soon, so send me your address. I'll definitely send you some stickers.
Okay. I'm excited.
Me too. It's good seeing you. It's been a while.
Yeah, I was just watching you talk about dinosaurs.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
Okay, to be perfectly honest, everything I know about dinosaurs is only from The Land Before Time. And my favorite...
Hey, that's a great documentary.
Ducky.
Yeah, it was a really important documentary. My favorite kind of dinosaur is Petrie.
Petrie? Hell yeah. So Petrie was the pterodactyl.
Yeah, yeah. Do you know what all of them were?
Littlefoot was a brontosaurus. Spike was he a stegosaurus?
No, he was he was a stegosaurus, yes.
Was he? Yeah, he just didn't have his things yet because he was young.
Yeah.
Petrie, Petrie was the pterodactyl. Ducky, I want to say Gallimimus. Who else was there?
That was the main crew, and then they brought in because there's 15 videos of movies.
Yeah, I think there's 12 or 13 movies now.
And they brought in a little tiny Tyrannosaurus 2 or 3 episodes in. I think his name was Terry, of all things.
I think aliens happen.
Of course, because
I haven't watched anything past the second one, but I'm pretty sure aliens.
Yeah, because after a while, what else can you do to dinosaurs?
Yeah, like the Power Rangers movies. Eventually, you just gotta go to space.
Yeah.
Every 80s horror.
Yeah, and once I make so many cockroach porn videos, eventually it'll be about alien cockroaches or me going to space.
Well, of course. You gotta go to the hood first and then go to space. That's how. If Leprechaun movies have taught me anything, you gotta go to the hood before you go to space.
Yeah, Leprechaun in the Hood's probably my favorite one. It had Ice-T in it.
I love that movie.
And that one was still Warwick Davis, I believe.
No, yeah, Warwick Davis was all through them up until they did the they did the weird reboot with the WWE studios.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I know they changed them. I just didn't remember when.
Yeah, that was up I think it was
same thing with Doug Bradley and Pinhead. The most recent Hellraiser looks like Walmart brand Hellraiser.
Ah, shit, man. Al the Tumbleweed. I think it's Al. It's our friend Al Scabs. He just goes, Scabs, Geoff. So, hey Al, what's going on? And this is our good friend Pickles as well from Canada. Al is, if it's the Al I'm thinking of, Al's out of Houston and is a bassist and works the.
I'm not seeing Al. I just see a blank screen.
He says not much. Hi, Pickles. So Al's a really good guy. He works with he works at the House of the Blues and Green Jello. He's with Green Jello.
Sweet.
Yeah, I was getting to Green Jello, Al. I just was doing the other stuff first because I know you're more than just Green Jello.
Al contacted me to open for Green Jello one time, and I got paid in a Scab's punk rock puppet.
Oh no, that puppet's amazing. In fact, yeah, you know what, Al? You know, if you want, because
It's a little mini finger puppet.
if you can do it, I'm gonna throw the chat. I'm gonna throw the link into the chat again because Al's good people. So I'm gonna throw that back in the chain. So yeah, Al, if you can have the capacity to join, please do so, man. I miss you, man. He's another weirdo that I think that would fit very well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my little Scab's punk rock puppet from Green Jello.
No worries, Al. That's fine.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
I have.
Green Jello sucks.
I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
Where?
Yeah, Al's going, yeah, that finger puppet was awesome. No, it is. It's amazing. And
I
I'm
thought
like,
Al was popping in. I was all excited to see him.
no, he doesn't have a cam, so he can't jump on. So
Oh man, Al, I miss you.
I miss you
Hey,
too.
look.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Well, here I'm
I've
gonna
got
show.
a really weird one somebody made me that has a drill bit in it that it can go in its nose.
Right? Like it's an important element. They're like, okay, I gotta get this just right. Look at that guy.
I got this for my birthday a couple years ago. A friend of mine got this for me, and this is a guy who does. This is from Moises. Smoky Mirror.
Moises is the one who made mine.
Yeah, and so he got me this. So a friend of mine bought me this at one of the fixation parties. In fact, it was like I think it was like one of the birthday. It was a birthday show, and so and not only that, but also the axe has a bunch of random weird crazy shit written on it too. So it's like it is literally it's like a serial killer like clown puppet, and so I just I'm a big fan of it. Oh, Beastly.
Beasley's here.
Yeah. Okay. We're just about out of time. Once again, everybody, make sure you tune in Monday to go see the Clowns Kills Empire show first. Unfortunately, that's happened at the same time me and Scabs are doing our show, so we can't watch it. Yeah, we can't watch it. But that way, you go see them first, and you come back to Cabin Fever and watch us on repeat because you can't. We can't do it the opposite way, so you have to do it that way. Go to Facebook. Yeah, go to Facebook, track down Clown Kills Empires. You'll get all the information to go do all that sort of stuff and be like that too. I love Sam answer because I would have hopped on, but I wasn't cam ready. You know what, Sam? If you wait a minute, save it. We're about to go off air, so it's just us. So if you're worried about that, you can always jump on then. Because we're going to still chat once I go off air. So, but make sure you go to Clowns Kill Empires, track down their stuff. Go see the event. It's going to be amazing. They're amazing acts, amazing stuff. It's always worthwhile. I love it every time I see it. And then keep track of that stuff so you can see what else is going on. Go on to Etsy, get yourself a Sex Clowns for Satan shirt and all the other accoutrements that Pickles has. And then hopefully we'll see the much more famous Beastly in the future because that's what's going to be happening. You know, because that's animal acts always at the leads at being. So, anything else you want to plug, Pickles? Or
No,
I already hit it.
Come to that show. Imogen and I don't do videos together very often because we are distant from each other, but we are doing a epic video together for that show. We have Whoop-De-Doo from LA, Aggie Panda, our producer, is doing an act. They are amazing. Patches the Clown, Miss Audacious. Yeah, it's going to be such a good show. It's going to be a good show.
So yeah, everybody could be cool, be groovy, be safe, and I will see everybody on Wednesday for the Devil's Hour, which has a lot of great stuff. Tune in here, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. For that, catch the replay of Gaffing the Truth, me and Scabs, as we talk weird internet conspiracies this week. And then
got our buddy coming on, Phil Screamer, cool guy. Yeah, he knows way more about this stuff than we do. So we're gonna let him take the show.
We're gonna let him talk. We're gonna get drunk and
like drink beer.
Yeah, we're gonna drink and like tell dumb jokes while he's explaining shit. Anyway, everybody be safe, be cool, be groovy, and keep drinking.